Hey, great people, thank you for joining us. I am Chidi Akunna.
And I'm Victor Akunna.
If you're new to our channel, Foundation for Family Affairs, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you know when we drop our content. I would like to say thank you to all our returning subscribers.
Yes.
We have come your way with something really interesting today. Can online love be trusted? Hey, and we've added a subtopic to it, doing your due diligence. Can online love be trusted? Yes, we chose to ask this because we've had this in different ways come to us as questions. And it's just fascinating to see the reactions of people to online love. I'll let you say something.
In fact, I wanted to ask you that question first.
If it can be trusted.
If it can be trusted, what do you think?
Love.
Yes.
If people do what we'll be talking about today, that's the part of due diligence, then I think it can be trusted. But there are steps that must be taken.
Maybe another question that we can also ask ourselves is, and you guys can also comment to this, is why do people have reservations about online love? Why do you think people have reservations about online love?
In my opinion, these are people you've never met. It's different. I mean, even for people you've met, you want to, there's a level you want to know them to, but for people you've never met, you're just interacting online. And there's this thing about, if you're here searching for somebody like I am, then what could be the circumstance around your situation? Like, what could have warranted you coming online to look for somebody? So sometimes people have that question, but we know that it's very peculiar now in the world we live in, that people are busy.
Yep.
And sometimes there's little time to go for events.
Yes.
I mean, we talk with singles and we hear this from them.
Fantastic.
Some of them just live a very triangular life. It's from work to, if they go to church, church. Some don't even have time for church. They'll tell you they stream online.
True that.
True that. See, and then back home. So it's just people wanting to find that opportunity, that platform where they can meet others. So some resort to, okay, I can spend some minutes lying in bed trying to unwind, talking with somebody.
Well, my opinion is that sometimes we have different ways people react to something new and different. All right, so we'll be meeting, when it comes to relationship, we'll be doing it what we call the traditional way for many, many, many years. Now most things are becoming digital for learning, as a lot of universities are moving digital. A lot of we hear online courses, online this, online that. So that online space is expanding and encroaching into dating as well. So many people are beginning to also find love online. So, but it's still a new concept for many people who are traditionally minded. So, and two, sometimes there's this belief that online gives people room to hide a lot of stuff from the other party. So, in other words, a few people who are spoiling the soup for the rest of the of the people in the party, and so we can't allow a handful of people to create or to direct the narrative around online dating or online interaction, not necessarily online dating. We are talking about meeting online. We're not talking about online dating. We're talking about meeting that person online. That's what we're talking about. So we want to look at what are some of the concerns people have, and when you finally meet, if you meet someone online, if that's your preference, you meet someone online, what are the different things you need to do to ensure that you are going in the right direction? All right. So we are not against meeting someone online. In my opinion, it's just another way of meeting someone.
Yes. I mean, if you look at people who practice arranged marriage, that's what it is. Because, but yes, family would do their due diligence, like we'll be talking about in a minute.
Yes.
But sometimes or oftentimes, these people don't know the other.
Yes.
So they have to then be arranged to meet and strike something.
So what we are saying in essence, if you are one of those people that have not been converted yet, to think that I don't think I can meet anybody real online, there are true stories. There are stories of people that met each other online and they are doing very well. There are stories of people who have met each other online, they are not doing very well. It's just that it's just like any other way of meeting someone. Okay, there are people who met through a third party, somebody introduced them, recommendation, and they are doing very well.
Yes.
There are also people who were like blaming the people that introduced them. All right, there are people who met each other well, probably through a trip and they are doing well. There are people. So The problem is not online. The problem is how we manage the meeting and how we manage the relationship. So there are specific tips we want to share today. So do we go into it?
Yes, let's go into it. I mean, we'll be talking about doing due diligence. What should you do? Now you've met this person online.
Yes.
What should you do? The first thing I think that comes to mind is you need to research the person.
Why is that important though?
You can't walk into something without information. It doesn't work like that.
You can't walk into something without information. You can't walk into something blindly.
Yeah.
There's something we call informed decision.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
And I mean, in property law, they'll tell you, let the buyer beware. It's your responsibility to do your due diligence. You're buying a property. You need to take steps to be sure of what you're getting into, what transaction you're getting into.
Fantastic.
And that happens to something as serious as marriage, it's relationship. So it's very paramount, very important that you research this person.
So what I hear you say is that you can't rely on the information the person tells you.
Yeah.
You have to do your own due diligence. Let the buyers beware. You can't rely on what the buyer is telling you about his property. Because the seller. Thank you. What the seller is telling you about, oh, my property is XYZ. That's what they're going to say because they want to present the best part of the property.
Yeah.
But you have to do your own due diligence.
Yes.
Since we're talking about property law, sometimes you bring what they call valuer that will come and check and see if there are foundational issues, if there are contention about the property, if there is I don't know whether there is an embargo, permit my layman language, on the property that nobody should buy, there is a contention, the property is in court. You have to do your own diligence. You can't say, oh, the broker told me everything is fine, and that's why you committed. Many people have gotten their fingers burnt. So you have to do your own due diligence about this person, which leads us to the next point.
Go ahead.
The next point is, you know what? When you're checking someone online, you have to check. Maybe both of you have mutual friends.
Yes.
All right. So if you have a mutual friend, your life is easier. Or if your friend is a mutual friend to that person, your life is easier. Why is this important? You need a third party who has not been caught up in the balloon. All right, who has not been caught up in the euphoria to get into the picture with you, to be able to tell you, I know the guy, I don't really know him. He doesn't really talk much when we see, oh, that guy, oh my word, that guy is trouble. I know this person, I know that person, I know that person. He has dated 3 of my friends, and this is what they have to say about him. Oh, that guy is one of the most responsible guys I've seen. I don't know him much, but this is much of what you need. Someone that will tell you something, because sometimes when you are beginning to, permit my word, catch feeling for someone, you may begin to subconsciously edit out negative information because you just want to believe the best about the person. You just want to believe. So you may not be in that objective fact-finding mindset that you need to be. So if you have a third party who doesn't have a stake in the whole thing, not that the person dated her or dated him, and then you're like, I'm going to ruin any dating that I know on your behalf. That's a different story. But this person actually has something objective to say. It will really be a good thing.
I mean, sometimes we have people who are very concerned about having others involved too soon when the relationship hasn't taken off. And I think we had this conversation with one of the single people we worked with, and this person had approached her online, and she looked and checked for their mutual friends and realized that a mutual friend who someone she trusted and could ask sensitive questions like this, but someone she hadn't really been in touch with. So there was that concern of, do I let this person know what I'm thinking now, or something about my life now, as opposed to getting into this relationship and going into it without information. So it was a difficult decision for her, and we understood where she was at the time, but she had to make the call. She had to ask, and it was great that she did, because the revelations that followed were
I like that word.
Not great.
Revelations. So it's important to have someone objective help you check it out. All right, it's like you want to buy. Sometimes when we want to make a big purchase in our lives, we want some people to help you. You have one or two people you call aside to say, no, I have this thing. Can you help me look? Those people that will tell you the way they are. There are some friends who will tell you the way they are. They will not. When you want someone to tell you the truth, you have a friend in your circle that will tell you the way it is. In my opinion, it's my spouse. My spouse will tell me, babe, I don't think you're handling this the right way. I think you've done your part. She will tell you. I can always count on her. She'll be objective. All right. She will say it sensitively, but she will tell me the truth. All right. So that's very important for you to have someone in your space.
Very important.
Yeah, that can tell you the reality of what they really think. Now, that doesn't mean that you should follow what they say, but at least they'll give you their own objective opinion. And that's very important. The scripture says that the multiple of counsel, that is safety.
Multitude of counsel.
Multitude of counsel, that is safety. So it's good for you to get counsel when you want to make something, an important decision like this.
Yeah.
Get as many counsel as possible. Yeah.
Okay, so the next point we have for you is you need to move the conversation offline. Oh yes, you've been talking with this person online. You probably think you know a lot about the person already.
Yeah.
But there's something that happens when you meet with the person. Some people will tell you it's a bit difficult, maybe they're in different countries, but you need to find a way to make things happen. Just move that conversation online. Arrange a meeting to meet in person and say there are things you will observe. Just speaking with a person, there are things you would observe. Oh, why does he look like he's concerned about something? Some people are not settled when you're having conversations with them. So there are little things that would, at least with that, you can dig more for more information.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Sometimes people have a different energy online than they had in real life. All right, so you can see some people, they'll just come and the whole meeting is so awkward, it's just off. There's something off about it. All right, so, and understanding that you're not going to be living with the person on Facebook.
Yes.
Or whatever platform you met. You're going to be living with the person. So you might just meet the person and be like, you guys have known each other for a long time. That's a good sign. But you meet the person and it's like,
doesn't feel right.
There's a misrepresentation of what impression the person creates. And then you see how the person treats other people. You can observe some things actually. So it's a very important point to move the conversation offline. Don't start it online and end it online. Take it offline. And then so have as many interactions as possible. That will really help you. Now, she pointed out something which is a very important fact in this time and age. Sometimes people date in cities that are far apart. That's another spanner that is in the wheel that you need to now discuss.
Yes.
You need to consider rather. So if this goes through, are you going to be relocating? Is he going to be relocating? Those conversations will be had sooner or later. Yeah. So you have to also think about that, because the farther it is, the more difficult it is for you to implement this one of taking it offline, because it's going to be more expensive, more costly. You have to travel farther. And if you are in the same country but far apart, it's still a little easier than if you are in different countries. All right, so you have to think about that.
And I mean, on a general level, I think it helps when you meet people offline. At least you're able to know who they are truly. There are people who are very good they interact very well online. I mean, they text a lot. So as you're typing, they have the right emoticons, the right things, and it comes through. And then you meet them in person, and they have a different personality. It could be a shock if you were expecting the same kind of reaction you got online. So with you meeting this person, you're like thinking, okay,
it's true.
So it's another opportunity for you to better understand the person you're getting into a relationship with.
Fantastic. It's true. Some people have a different personality when you meet them. They are not as fun as they are behind the screen. All right, it's true. So you need to know that, so that you can make an informed decision. That leads us to the next point. When you meet the person, offline, you are likely to begin to remember some of what they've said. Oh, that's a way I treat everybody. You can now objectively observe whether what they said to you is aligned with what they do or who they are. That is very important, because you don't want you want to marry a real person, not a fake person. So it's very important for you to create that opportunity. Some people say don't marry someone until you see them angry. Yeah. So it's always better to see the person angry offline, not online. Online, the person can, just, oh, my camera is not working, and you don't really know what's happening. But if you are in a
real life situation,
you can see how they're actually handling the thing. Maybe they smash things. Maybe they just, whatever it is. You need to find out. Also, you need to put the caveats. You need to make sure that you create a meeting, don't bring the person to your home. It's too early. Create a meeting in a public place, in a safe place where other people will be present.
So you're throwing in safety into the
very important. You have to be conscious of safety. Because I read some years ago, and in fact, I think it was posted on Facebook. A lady met somebody online, and they all chatted, and she invited him to, not knowing that this guy has mental issue. I think it was like a serial killer or something. So you have to be very careful to make sure that you create a meeting in a safe environment where other people, so like in a restaurant, for example. All right. So, very important. Let the person go before you. Don't worry, this is my city. You go. You have to also think about safety. Very important. If possible, don't go to your home first. Don't worry, I'm scared there. But it's very important for you to put don't go just drive, because the person may follow you. Don't drive home first. Go somewhere else and just hang around, and then later on you go. Someone will say, what about if the person has their address online? That's another breach of data. You shouldn't have your address anywhere online. So people shouldn't be able to find your real address online. So very important. You have to put the safety. The rule I have for this is be suspicious until proven otherwise. All right. The other in the law, they say the person is innocent until proven otherwise. Be suspicious until proven otherwise. The burden of proof is on the person to prove that I am credible. I can be trusted. All right. Don't just open your door all the way. You might regret it. So very important.
Very important. And I mean, just before we talk about the next point, I think it's very important not to ignore the red flags. Those little things you see. Oh, okay, why does this person behave like this? Why does he jerk when I say certain things? Has this person got anger issues? Those are things to be concerned about. You can't just ignore them. So what that says to you is slow down. If you were going to fast track the relationship, you slow down the pace so you can have more time to understand this person. Yes.
It's very important. Don't rationalize any red flag. You see, that's what she's saying. All right. Don't just look for the green flag. Don't be biased towards green flags. Green flag meaning go. Red flag meaning stop. All right. So sometimes we try to rationalize. It's not that bad. I can change him. I can change him. I can change him. I can change him. No, you can't change anyone. All right. So if you rationalize the flag you see, at the end of the day, you might say, but I noticed this. So that's why we always say to single people, have what we call your non-negotiables. Do you want to walk us through that?
What you mean by your negotiables and non-negotiables are just non-negotiables are things bordering on your values, your faith, your beliefs. For those things, you can't budge. So if they are not there, then I can't get into a relationship with this person. Negotiables are things like, okay, I would like to have a 6 feet tall man, and someone who is 5'9" comes along. Hey, why do I have to be so stuck on a few inches? So those are some things to consider. But for non-negotiables, these are things I can't trade this. This person has not got a value of integrity, and the person lies on the spot. To me, I'm looking at this person, I'm like, wow, you can sell me. So those are things not to.
So the error comes when you notice this person lies to other people, and then you are rationalizing that no, they love me, they will not lie to me. It's not true. That's who they are. It's a matter of time. They will show you that they are being of their best behavior because they want to win you over. Once you are won, you'll be added to the pack. So don't ignore those red signs.
Okay. And the last point we have for you, I think this is most critical, to be honest. For some people will say trust your God. Okay, but some other persons, if you are a believer, which we recommend, you need to pray about it.
Absolutely.
It's become like a cliche when you say to people you need to pray about your relationship.
Absolutely.
But I mean, you're talking to God, who is all knowing. He created everyone, so he knows that person.
Yes.
And he has your best interest at heart. He will definitely find a way to reveal who this person truly is to you if you really pay attention to the nudges you're getting in your spirit. He'll prompt you as to, oh no, this, you just not feel right about the relationship.
So someone may ask us a question. So how do we know when we are getting this nudge? What are we going to feel? Are you going to feel differently? Are you going to see anything? What exactly?
I like to say to people, you need to master the art of hearing God before it gets to something as relationship. It's a practical thing. It's a daily thing. Your daily walk. You get to that point where as a child of God, I want to know how my Father speaks to me. So it comes through mastery, where I stay and I'm able to tell, okay, I heard a voice. Okay, can I trust that voice? I heard it yesterday and it said this to me and this happened. Some people, they have dreams. Some people have visions. It appears, it comes to us in different ways. And there's one which is very fundamental, which is you just have this inner peace. There's a knowing, even when you try to create scenarios to doubt what you think you're really seeing. It's just there, and So what I always,
and it wouldn't go away.
Yes, what I always encourage is that we get to that point where we develop our walk with God, and we're able to tell when that's God speaking to me. God is trying to call my attention to something. There are people God uses, some situations to speak to them, and they can tell. They know this is different. This is God trying to catch my attention. Yeah.
This is so important because human beings are like onions. There are layers to them. So no matter how much you think you know someone, there are layers that even the person may not be aware of. All right, there's something there's an exercise we do with couples called the Johari window. It has 4 parts. I'll just give you this brief summary. So there are parts of you that you don't know and nobody knows. So that's why you need to work in tandem, in pari passu with someone who knows everything. And that's why being in sync with God will help you to know that is there a connection between you and this person? Are you guys going to work? Forget all the initial butterflies. Beyond that, do you guys have common values? You have common trait? Are you headed in the same direction? These are very, very important. Because you may think that this is your assignment now. Your assignment may evolve. Will this person still be suitable? So this is what God will be able to see beyond that.
Yes, he sees the big picture.
He sees the big picture. Yeah.
Okay, we'll keep it short.
Really short.
And feel free, if you have other points you think that it would have been great for us to talk about. We would like to hear from you. You can leave them in the comment section. We'll be happy to read from you. If you're yet to subscribe to our channel, hit that button right now so you don't forget.
Now, we said that from time to time we'll be sharing just one point. I think the last time we shared something. Today, I'd like to just say something. Don't allow the fear of getting it wrong hold you back from getting it right. Don't allow the fear of getting it wrong. Oh, I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to get it wrong. And you become so consumed with that fear that you do not take steps to getting it right. All right? How do you get it right? Seek counsel, seek wisdom, follow some of the steps we've shared. You will get it right.
Yes. All right. We'll see you on the next one. You take care.